Hey boatman, bring your ferry boat close and pluck me off this shore. For my own best buddy is stiff and still, his breath has stopped and his limbs are chill, and I don't think we'll talk anymore. I sat by his side for a week until a worm fell out of his nose. Hey ferryman, take me far away to that wise old man to learn how I may live forever as he does. Who'll tell of the time when the rains came down and the storm smashed the land like a car, and the deities cowered like dogs by the wall in the corners of heaven's assembly hall, and the terrible sea rose up and flat as a rooftop covered all that neither could swim nor float, submerging each farmstead and temple town.
Hey YouTube, coming at you with a breeding update. Since I added this Amazon sword, my tetras and my pencilfish are going crazy. There is so much activity in this tank right now. Fish chasing each other around. I'm just going to let it run a while and let you guys see how they're behaving. And I'll let my buddy Nick serenade us while it's going on. Nick's album Myth Songs will be what I'm using the music from. He is a mythology teacher, a silversmith, a great poet, and a friend of mine. And I'll put a couple of his songs on while this video runs. Good luck, YouTube.
When I was very young, I had a horse and a cow and lived on a farm. On a fjord, my wife and I were happy. We never expected to come to harm. A lovely life. Sometimes I would fight with the strength of mighty Thor. I always supposed I would fall in combat as Vikings do in war. And all the boys sang, Odin, don't make me ride. Don't make me ride with you to Niflheim. Odin, don't make me ride on your horrible horse with the 8 legs. You know the gods of the north are great. There is Odin who's only got but one eye. But with that eye he sees all that goes on, and he's the conductor of those who die. And then there is Freya, whom all love, and her brother Frey as well. And Loki the tricky, and Balder too, whom he killed and sent to hell. That was a bad deed. Odin, don't make me ride. Don't make me ride with you to Niflheim. Odin, don't make me ride on your horrible horse with the 8 legs. I tell you, dying in battle's fine. Pretty Valkyries come and take you on high, up to Valhalla, where you will eat and drink till that last battle in the sky called Ragnarok. But now I am old and I'm lying sick in bed. I'm scared that I must go to Niflheim, not Valhalla, when I am dead. So now I'm singing, Odin, don't make me ride. Don't make me ride with you to Niflheim. Odin, don't make me ride on your horrible horse with the 8 legs. I really mean it. Odin, don't make me ride. Don't make me ride with you to Niflheim. Odin, don't make me ride on your horrible horse with the 8 legs.
I'll sing you a song of the brave sons of Nil, who settled dear Ireland, where each fairy hill is home to the people of Danu the sheep, whose kin fled to far dear Nanog o'er the sea. The Dagda they worshipped bright Luke Mananan, the death-dealing Morrigan fair dying Bran, the demiurge Lear of the cosmic half-tongue, and Oingus whose trumpet would keep the gods young. Their priests could stop armies faced off for a fight, and bards with sharp verse even kings could affright, and blemish their faces, kill rats and mice too, and twake the proud English who hadn't a clue. Old Finn could go talk with the spirits bedad by pressing his thumb on a tooth that he had. Cuchulainn could count on his fingers 14, and Nigel loved Deirdre, that fatal collie. Mad Sweeney went naked with Cress for a meal, for killing a monk till a monk did him heal. He sang songs to nature so sweet to be heard, of alder and oak and the clear singing bird. Nor wanted the saints in his coracle round, seafaring Saint Brendan a merrick he found. Saint Patrick, 'tis said, sent the serpents away, and Saint Bridget's feast falls on Candlemas Day. So Erin go brach, and if one day a year there's harps and there's shamrock, there's mugs of green beer, and whiskey and blarney flow freely, just say we're all of us Irish on St. Patrick's Day. There was an old king named Acrisius, father of Danae fair, who was eager to wed, but told that a grandson would kill him. He'd rather that she'd stay a virgin, no man for her bed. He locked her away in a kind of a dungeon with straw and a blanket to keep off the cold. But Zeus, who sees all, figured out how to plunge in through a window to laugh as a shower of gold. What a nice price paid for her maidenhood. Dowry and consort were one and the same. To her joy, boy Perseus, out of that union of Zeus and fair Danae came. Acrisius, horrified, then got the notion to seal mom and babe in a chest made of wood, commanding his thugs to throw them in the ocean, supposing that way he'd lose them for good. But fortune was kind, and the chest floated harmless to Seriphos Island, and came safe to land, where Dictys, a fisherman, welcomed them warmly. So Perseus grew up a strapping young man. 'Twas just so, though evil Acrisius cast child and grandchild adrift on the wave. I declare, where fate's on their side, there's no one can undo whom the gods choose to save. But King Polydectes on that isle was reigning, and he was a thoroughly bad fella too, and came calling often on Danae, meaning to have her to bed, but it just wouldn't do. While Perseus stood in the way, so by ruse he proposed to get rid of this promising kid. I'd like you to bring me the head of Medusa to give Hippodamia when we are wed. Oh, you sly guy, King Polydectes, you plot to send Perseus off to his doom. How you scheme, dream on nasty monarch, the path of the wicked leads straight to the tomb. Now Hermes gave Perseus sandals with wings, and a wavy-edged sword, and a hat that concealed a small purse that grew to hold very large things, and a bit of advice as well: polish your shield, or else you'll cry, help, I'm a rock, when you've seen her. So watch your reflection in your shield instead. And with his hand guided by grey-eyed Athena, the boy smote the Gorgon and severed her head. On the sands, lands, trunk of Medusa, her lifeblood drips down. Now see Pegasus rise, head of hag, bag, swells to contain us. Away flies bold Perseus, crossing the skies. Andromeda wailing was chained to a crag on the edge of the sea for a monster to slay. When Perseus passing destroyed that old dragon and freed the fair maiden and bore her away to Seriphos, where Polydectes received him less pleased than surprised as he sat on his throne. The lad said, "The head's here." The king disbelieved him, so Perseus showed it and turned him to stone. Thus that bold, old, miscreant monarch got turned to a statue, and good riddance too. Now it's come home, Perseus, come back to Argos, so homeward our Perseus flew. Acrisius feared for his life and went hiding. He fled to Larissa, told no one his name, but up to the games at Larissa came riding our Perseus, hoping for prizes and fame. His discus flew wild and into the great crowd, where it struck an old spectator, killing him dead, fulfilling his fate which no man can avoid, for 'twas Danae's father got hit on the head. Through the air there Perseus hurled it, that fatal
lethal projectile from Danae's son. And it's bye bye, wicked old grandpa. The gods have their vengeance, and justice is done. Now Rhea was dim and did not prevent him from ingesting her children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But the 6th she concealed, and in place of a meal of a boy, gave a boulder preserving alive little Zeus, who much quicker, when Cronus with liquor was drunk and emetic, did slip him, and there made his dad for to chunder the first Jovian thunder, and up came 5 siblings, no worse for the wear. The Titans defeated, now Zeus procreated by Leto, Apollo, and Artemis wild, by Metis, Athena, who hopped from his vina, to blow by Hephaestus, who was Hera's child. Aphrodite arose from the sea foam because of the fallout from Cronus' gelding his dad. Zeus had Ares by Hera, and Hermes by Maia. Then rose Dionysus, called Bacchus the Mad. Now count carefully, and it's plain you will see there are 12 and 2 more in this dozen of gods. But Hades would go to the regions below, and mild Hestia to pour to even the odds. Demurely departed to every home's heart that the coming of Bacchus, whose raves she abhorred, which for mortals is why one loves Hestia dry, but prefers Dionysus when drunk as a lord. So that is my telling of how 12 are dwelling on high, though the deities Greek are 14. For to shore, and no wonder that Hades down under on lofty Olympus will never be seen. And likewise by the fire each Greek dam and sire imagines that Hestia there must belong. And it's whack for the did you will learn the I bid you will each individual name in this song. Sleep, little dragon, who's guarding the fleece, though the robbers are coming from far away Greece. The Argos their ship, and the fleece is their prey. And you, my poor dragon, no fiercer than they. Jason has sworn that your sheepskin of gold will lie safely tonight in the Argos' deep hold, while Orpheus sings and her gallant crew rows, and the broad sail unfurls as a friendly wind blows. Strong is her mast, and illustrious her crew, Polydeuces and Castor, and wise Nestor too, and fair Atalanta, as swift as the dart that pierced Talus' ankle and stilled his bronze heart. None are so doughty and clever as these, for they manage to sail through the Symplegades, and Phineas dinner at last could complete when they'd rid him of Harpies
who'd foul what he'd eat. Dragon, you'll slumber the sleep of the just, though you're cruelly beheaded, your limbs in the dust. Medea dismembered the brother she slew, and she'll murder the next girl that Jason shall woo. Jason shall perish for all his hopes now, for he's doomed to be crushed beneath his own ship's prow. Medea will flee once her killing spree's through, in a chariot drawn by sweet serpents like you. Someday they'll prove, though some pedants may chaff, that your bones are the bones of a giant giraffe. But a bard with a banjo 2 oceans away will still sing how the Argonauts slew you today. When Ba'al longed for a mansion like the other divinities, 'twas his sister Anath and Asherah, 'tis told, petitioned Kothar Ukasis, who built Ba'al a palace made of lapis lazuli and bright with silver and with gold. See Ba'al drawing nigh as he strides across the sky. On the wings of the mighty storm clouds you can see him a-passing by, and you know all is well with him and Father El. Evil Mot lies in little pieces, and Ba'al reigns on high. Now the tribute Mot demands, Ba'al refuses with asperity, but from Mot comes a warning that fills Ba'al with dread, and so he tells Mot he'll be humble and never cause him trouble. But the next thing that we hear is that Prince Ba'al is lying dead. Now Ba'al's met his foe, and poor El is full of woe. He's in sackcloth with his cheeks gashed, 'cause his heart is a-breaking so. And there's dust on his head, for his son Ba'al is dead. And the corn withers on the corn stalks in the valley below. 7 years the land is parched, and nothing grows, such a calamity, till Anath seizes Mot and dismembers him in wrath. Then with her fan she winnows him, and she grinds him up and sews him, and she plows him with a plowshare, and then she covers him with earth. Now the crops grow again, and here comes the Russian rain. And Ba'al he is resurrected, none the worse for his mortal pain. And the valleys revive just to know Ba'al's alive. And Shaphash looks for him and finds him on the Canaanite plain. Now Ba'al sits on his throne in highest Zaphon, so the story goes. He must fight Mot, who likewise arose from the dead, until Shaphash can make peace and Ba'al reward the loyal, all of which is on the tablets the king of Ugarit had made.
See Baal drawing nigh as he strides across the sky. On the wings of the mighty storm clouds, you can see him a-passing by. And you know all is well with him and Father El, now that Mot's finally defeated and Baal reigns on high. The fall of Ilium while sing and bold Achilles' wrath, when slighted by Maecenas' king, who perished in his bath. The victim of his wicked wife with her adulterous swain, who Atropos like snipped his life and made his victory vain. Woe to Troy, the city is aflame. Its heroes dead, its women led to slavery and to shame, to slavery and to shame. Now Helen was the cause of it, whom perished from the bed of Menelaus, so 'tis writ in Homer to be read. Stole her away to lofty Troy on Asia Minor's shore, and myriad Greeks, both man and boy, sailed off to join the war. All for love, or so the poets tell. The war that's made to capture trade is tempting just as well, is tempting just as well. The hero sulking in his tent told that the Greeks were pressed. His armor to his cousin lent, a ruse that Hector guessed, and slew poor Patroclus, whereon Achilles fought once more, and slew the slayer Priam's son, which grieved the Trojans sore. Round the walls, Achilles dragged his prey. You see his boy, a grisly toy. King Priam wept that day. King Priam wept that day. Then Paris shot a deadly shaft, Achilles felling fair. Odysseus built with wonted craft a huge and hollow mare. Now Troy succumbs to fire and sack, Aeneas flees his home, bearing Anchises on his back towards Italy and Rome. Fire and sword, now Ilium must burn, and many a Greek's gone o'er the sticks, that Helen might return, that Helen might return.